Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to another Warriors podcast. I'm today with three guys. I don't need to introduce them, I think. But anyways, let's go ahead. Spliced, introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Spliced, and I make For Honor videos.
Oh, really? And we got Zero Craig.
How's it going, boys?
And Havok, of course. He's working night shift, so he might not be able to speak. Yeah.
Yeah. I can speak. It just might be a little bit echoey, but it's alright.
Yeah, it's fine, man. It's fine. Anyways, I invited you guys, to talk about. We got the event Marching Fire tomorrow, and yeah, I actually forgot about it, and I wanted to do the podcast tomorrow at the same time when the Marching Fire expansion is coming out. But yeah, luckily, Havok reminded me of that. But anyways. I wanted to talk to you about the state of the balance of the game. I mean, we had the recap from the Warriors then. I mean, they released the blog earlier on, and yeah, there was a lot of things said that upset a lot of YouTubers. I personally wasn't really upset that much because wasn't expecting too much from from the developers, to be honest. But yeah, for me, saying Shigoki and Centurion and Lawbringer are top characters was kind of one of the biggest things that kind of got me upset. But yeah, what do you guys think?
I think over 50% of the response reaction was due to them miswording stuff, rather than them actually believing it. So when for example, they never put in brackets after Lawbringer top tier, whatever, right? I'm paraphrasing. They never put in brackets afterwards in the matrix. They assumed the reader.
Yeah, they had to make a follow-up post because of it.
So it was very badly written.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't think it betrays as much. They think those are top tier characters or whatever. In reality, for competitive or whatever, I don't think that's what they meant, to be honest. And that's why I personally didn't do. I had recorded a discussion after that released that went over for about 5 hours, but I couldn't release it knowing that they probably explained poorly. Actually believe it, so I held off on it, and then I ended up not doing it once they released the response, which clarified that was the case.
Oh, did they release a response? Because I haven't seen it.
Yeah, they released a response saying that when they had used the word top, for example, with Lawbringer in this one example, and there was more in the response, but they were referring to the Matrix, not to the reality of where he stands in game.
Oh yeah, okay. Then I was too caught up in work and stuff like that because I totally missed that one.
Yeah, it was on the following Warriors then.
But
it was one of the reasons why I deleted my video, because obviously I made that just in the moment. It was just heated. Didn't really have any backed up evidence or anything. I was just reading the post and reacting to it, and just like everyone else, I was misinformed with the information. But the only reason why I was so in the sure that that's what they thought of the characters is because it's been shown before that well, not necessarily a lot, but it has been shown that they think certain characters are better than others when they clearly aren't. And when they made that video, or that post I should say, I kind of just went off a little bit, which is why I deleted it after they made the response, because it was misinformation. I didn't want to spread that.
And Lawbringer was in it.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, well, if yeah, I was holding back, because I didn't want to make a video on it, and I didn't. I just made a video on the shitty fucking armor they released on the Vikings. That's the only thing I did. It was just a fucking retarded video that I made. It just looked like Leatherface. Is he called Leatherface? From the horror movies and such shit.
Yeah, I don't really know what they're going with the armor, but I don't think we're on that topic at the moment, right?
No. We'll talk about that later. Yeah, but yeah. Anyways, I was holding back, because I thought just the same thing as Zero said, but I didn't explain myself too much, but yeah, I thought they were miswording it, and yeah, but at the same time, I kind of got pissed off and expected some negative feedback from some of the YouTubers, especially you and you know, some other content creators, and yeah, they got some negative feedback on it, and
Oh, well,
rightfully
don't
so.
get me
I mean,
wrong. There's still a lot in that post that I very much disagree with. That even with the response today, I still disagree with a lot of things that they said. But for the main part of misinformation, I definitely I think like deleting the video was the best idea, because it's just, I don't want people to believe things that they're just simply not true.
Oh, the biggest problem is lumping in PC and console and data, isn't it? They're two different games.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's the biggest issue of the whole thing. And it's pretty much, I mean, I wouldn't say ignored, but it was low priority for the audience, let's say.
oh yeah, but you know, I
Because
think,
there was more sensational lines in there that were kind of blown up on Reddit.
you know, I think people are still kind of misled with the post. They think they're just looking at the Matrix. I don't think they're just looking at the Matrix, to be honest. You know.
No, I don't think they're looking at the Matrix, but from how the writing, how it's written, it's implied that it's, it seems to be implied that it's particularly important indicators. And the only indicator it can be used for is bad trends. So like inaccurate trends, like it doesn't betray much good information in it because of the platforms being merged. I mean, like, where is... Berserker's very strong on PC, right? On console, he's a fucking monster. But like Berserker's win rates were like mediocre. Why? They're supposed to be top 2.5%. Can they not faint at the lights? Is fainting at the light hard? Is this the top 2.5% of the player base?
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the top 2.5%, what the hell is going on? I mean, can you, do people not know how to trade? Like, come on. Like, you have to separate those to get a clearer picture. I don't see any reason why they're merged. It just messes up the picture the data gives you, makes it hard to read into.
Yeah, I think the top 2.5% is a bit too much. You know, they should be going maybe to. I'm just spitballing here. I would say top 1% or something like that.
I mean, if they want the large sample size, I'm willing to go top 2.5% if the platforms are separated.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, but can you really like separate the platforms? Can they like push out different kind of changes to the platforms? You know, like different changes to console players, different changes to PC players. That's one of the biggest questions.
Well, I don't know. I don't know with that one. That's hard to answer because you don't know the processing. You don't know the higher ups that may be involved in letting the dev team go through with a decision. For example, the dev team might think it's a great idea to put something in the community. Oh, we like what the community is saying on this. They go up to somebody higher up than them and they're like, well, no, I don't. This is expensive. And I don't see where this is going to take us. Yeah. And then they're like, no, this is expensive. Doesn't seem important to me. We're not going to do this one. And that happens in corporate environments all the time.
Well, according to the Matrix, Raider is like a peacekeeper killer, as far as I can see.
That's been
quoted by according to the Matrix, isn't Shigoki top 6 in 1v1 or something like that?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, sick, dude. I never knew he was so good.
Yeah, should have main Shigoki. I mean, it's not far away from Raider, but you know, that's. But yeah.
Yeah, not it's bad data collection is the major issue in my opinion for it. More so than, let's say, like, there's no way you can say to me the data collection, considering the amount of times the word data has been used in the last 2 years for this or that or whatever else, and tell me the data collection is not an integral part of many parts. But it seems to be pretty integral.
Oh yeah, it's definitely huge. It definitely has a huge impact on all of the changes, you know, they're doing to the game. And don't they have like a couple of pro players that they've taken feedback from, like
they do,
yeah.
They do, yeah.
Okay.
They've got workshops.
Okay, so what's up with that? I mean, they released Conqueror with all of that I don't see a rework in Conqueror, honestly. I just see an increase in shield bash speed and stuff like that and different
So if we're
timings.
coming to the conversation of that, I think this is all just under speculation because there's no way of actually confirming this unless if there's an inside source, which I do not have. But I do believe that the reason why these characters don't get completely fixed, or a lot of the problems in the games like bugs and such do not get fixed, is because under Ubisoft's supervision, it's a minority problem. And the majority, the priority for them is to obviously make as much monetary gain from a game that they're working on. I think it's treated more as a product and not as an artistic piece. So therefore, as a product, you want to maintain the selling value of it. So you make an expansion, and while the expansion is being made, any extra time you have, you'll put into the community requests and stuff. However, what I've been seeing, it doesn't really look like they are putting in the effort that people are wanting for these changes, and therefore these problems that are supposedly being said to be fixed don't end up actually getting fixed. They just kind of get put under the rug.
Well, I mean, it depends what kind of balance you're talking about, doesn't it? You're talking about competitive balance?
No, just general, like, problem fixing. Like, things that, like, you know, been around since day one that still haven't been really fixed today, and just like...
I mean, stamina?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's just like one of the things, but if you go on Reddit, there's like so many posts and stuff that have been suggested to the devs since day one, but have not really been addressed, or they have been addressed, but they haven't really said anything about fixing them. I'm not really like, I don't, like I said, I don't really know the exact reasoning for this, but like, I just feel like their priorities are elsewhere, which is totally fine. They're a company, they're trying to make money. It's up to them what they want to do with it. But from a player's perspective, it kind of sucks a little bit to me because I would really like to hope that this game could improve in the future, but I haven't really seen any problems being, fixed, at least in time for Marching Fire.
All right. Well, yeah. Anyways, the only thing that I really had a problem with was Conqueror, was the statement about Conqueror, that he has like a good pressure tool, and Shield Bash is supposed to be a good pressure tool. I don't know about you guys, but I have a big problem with that because I'm top 0.1% when it comes to duels. I'm not a pro player. I'm far away from that, and there's tons of better players than I am, definitely, and I suck in 4v4, so I can't talk about that. But top 0, but Conqueror in duels is just a fucking nightmare, man. Even for a Raider main, I used to be able to dodge away from those shield bashes with no problem, but nowadays I just get caught every time, or he just fucking feints it and it goes for a guard break, and it's not a 50-50, it's more like a 30% guess on my part, and I don't know.
Well, like, you can dodge, and when a Conqueror dodges forward, you press dodge, right?
Yeah.
If he starts a bash, or if he does a guard break, you unlock. You just let go of locking on, and the counter guard breaks and rolls away.
Okay.
Every time.
Well, I learned something new again.
And if he doesn't, if it's a bash, unless he delays it, you can get a GB.
I don't really think like the problem against Conqueror is like.
Additionally, I would like to add that things that you have to make reads on in the game are good and not bad. The problem you're having, Doggy, is you're playing a garbage hero for duel.
I know. Raider's garbage.
You should have pressure from neutral where your opponent feels like standing in front of you isn't really comfortable.
Yeah, but the thing is, Craig, I know Raider's shit, but the thing is, I don't want characters, to be just relying on shield bash and guaranteed light spam after that.
I mean, it doesn't have to be one of those two mechanics. It can be more.
Yeah, but anytime I go into a ranked match, all I see is a Conqueror doing shield bash spam with light attacks.
Well, you're going to get the best S tier heroes in ranked. That's ranked. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know. But it's not something that I was looking at when they announced, the rework for Conqueror. I was imagining, great mix-ups and stuff like that. And
Well,
okay, shield bash is, yeah, I know what you're gonna say, but
yeah, the rest of his kit could do with something in order to compensate any change to shield bash, and I would still like to see like shield bash, like with any character. I would still like to see a move that doesn't go dead. For example, you don't want to make shield bash a dead move.
no, definitely not. But you know, it feels like Conqueror is just made for shield bashing people. That's what it feels to me. You know, I could be wrong, but it's just when I'm playing against them, it's all I see is shield bash, and shield bash again.
Shield bash and top line.
Yeah, it's funny because I actually struggle I actually struggle most against the rest of his kit. The most damage that I take is from the rest of his kit rather than the shield bash.
I think the reason is because you're so used to just a Conqueror doing just shield bash. You didn't train yourself to react to those kind of moves. So if let's say they do like, they dodge forward.
Shield bash and
exactly,
you know,
and then you just preemptively dodge, and then it'll hit you with the shield bash for the late,
Yeah, and sometimes you get hit by the neutral lights quite a lot because you're so focused on the shield bash that you're not ready to you're not ready for those lights or stuff like that. So yeah, I personally struggle against most of his other kit, which is weird.
I don't even know his kit. I just know the shield bash.
Top light, it's fucking fast, dude.
Oh yeah, it is. It is.
I think
It's got really good range.
I think there's one thing I'm going to argue about Conqueror. You can keep the shield bash, keep whatever but I just think superior block is completely like backwards in this game. It really ruins a lot of defining attacks for certain characters that literally renders all heavy attacks completely useless when you're attacking someone. So if something has superior block, you really just can't throw heavies. It's kind of weird. It kind of like just forces you to be a very linear character. Like if your playstyle or your character has a lot of moves, if there's heavies involved in it, you are risking yourself from getting superior block, so you might not even do the heavy, which makes your character more linear. I don't know. I just think that there's a lot of characters that they do have a lot of cool ideas for them, but on execution, it just limits a lot of the character's move sets that doesn't allow you to try to mix up on your enemies.
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
I don't think anybody loves Conqueror at this point, but yeah.
I like Conqueror.
I don't
Yeah, I like
hate
Conqueror.
Conqueror. I just really, really, really dislike him.
Nah, it's like, come on,
I like heroes that aren't trash. I've played enough. I've put hundreds of reps into trash heroes. I know what it's like playing them.
Yeah.
You know,
I like heroes that you can press buttons with. I've been playing video games for 25 fucking years. I don't want to sit there and not be able to press a button because I'm playing a trash hero.
I feel you on that one.
Okay,
Yeah, well,
press
well,
buttons for 25 fucking years, dude.
you're
What do you want me to
competitive.
do? Fucking, I'm going to make ultimate hard reads an entire way through, or I'm going to just turtle this guy out till he fucking dies of boredom because I have no attacks.
Yeah, and you'll die of boredom at the same time as well.
That's how every fucking ranked match was when I played against the Lawbringer. We would stare each other down and who dies of boredom first? You know, like Lawbringer
Imagine if you're the
gets...
character who could press buttons, dude, and he the character who could press buttons as well, and you both had pressure. That'd be crazy, man. Imagine that.
The button pressing.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
anyway.
the trick with balancing duels with adding pressure to heroes is you have to make sure the pressure that they're given, or kits they're given, don't destroy the main competitive mode of the game, which is force.
All right. Yeah. True. But anyways, let's move on. Lawbringer. I mean, Spliced, you want to say something? I mean, I just don't want to see if they do a rework of Lawbringer. I don't know if they're going to announce a rework tomorrow or whatever, or we're going to see something.
Why would they rework an S tier character?
Yeah, true.
Have you seen my kite strat?
Yeah, I've seen that one. I loved it. Anyways,
I don't think they're going to announce a rework tomorrow, and the reason being is because there wasn't any signs of a rework being announced for Marching Fire. There wasn't anything in the closed beta, technical test, or open beta, and on top of that, they've put all of their assets and work into Marching Fire, So I do believe that any signs of reworks coming for next week is extremely low. They would have already announced them by now. I do believe we're going to be waiting another season, or at the minimum, half of Marching Fire season to see it. But even still, the next two characters that I think are going to be reworked is going to be Shigoki and PK. They're going to be buffing PK because they said in their post that they're looking at Peacekeeper, and that was 2 months ago, so it's probably about due that she's going to get a buff.
I mean, just a question on the side, guys. Do you guys still enjoy the game?
Depends. It depends what I'm doing. Depends what I'm doing. Casual matchmaking can get boring. I've just played so much of the game. I enjoy it most when there's like everyone's playing the characters properly and it's a really sweaty match.
Yeah, long answer for that. Long answer for that is yes, but short answer is no.
Okay, Havok, and you? You probably.
I mean, I mostly enjoy duels, brawls, same as you. I'm not really very good at 4v4s. I don't play it a lot, so that's why when I stream, I can only stream for like 2 to 3 hours, because I only play duels, and it gets after a couple of hours, it gets kind of, you get burnt out, and then that's it.
Doesn't help when you keep searching for another player, get the same guy 10 times in a row.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I find that I fight the same fucking small group of people.
That does get annoying day in day out.
But I'm looking forward to Marching Fire because I will give the Breach a good try, and maybe that'll change the whole game for me.
You got to make sure you get a group of 4 though, because playing it solo is not fun.
I'm not gonna fucking play a solo queue on that. Fuck that shit.
I just got Jiang Jung, then you'll be fine, man.
Oh, yeah, there you go. The helicopter meme.
Nah, I still enjoy the game, man. Like, it's like what you said. I enjoy duels, I don't enjoy 4v4, and I don't see what the point is in getting ganked and killing somebody in ganks. To each its own. Craig might disagree, and other competitive players, and I know a lot of my friends, that I play with, enjoy 4v4 as Dominion. Fine, man, do it. But I personally don't have that much time to play. Got a family, got a full-time job, and when I play duels. It's like 2 to 3 hours max, and that's it.
Yeah, man, and that's what. This, like when I do play 4v4s or when I solo queue, I end up most of the time getting pissed off with other people. So that's why I prefer duels, because it's just me and my opponent. Like, I've got no one else to blame other than myself.
I get so you're right, man. I get so fucking triggered when I fight somebody, and then there's a fucking retard coming. I got broken the motherfucker, and he comes in and he fucking does a light attack when I could have gone for a zone or for a heavy or something like that. It's like pisses me off to no extent, and I just fucking rage quit or something like that.
That's it. The only time I ever enjoy calls is with a full stack in the voice chat, just having a laugh. That's it.
Anyways, so I wanted to move on to Lawbringer and all of that other shit. Do you guys have any other issues with that? Because I just don't want to see another rework that is being poorly done. And when I see Lawbringer, I can already imagine what the rework is gonna be. They're gonna increase the speed they're gonna reduce the speed of the shove on block, and I hope they don't do it.
It's pretty obvious when you look at the character or the past. What is it? 8 reworks or something they did. Technically 8, 7 reworks. You just basically look at the pattern of what they've done, and I think like the majority of changes they've done have been speed changes and damage changes. Those are like the 2 main things that they've done. For Peacekeeper and Warden, they added. Well, they actually didn't add a new move for Peacekeeper, but Warden they added a new move. Orochi they didn't.
Did the Peacekeeper they didn't? It was new.
Yeah, but it's not a new move. It's just like it's blending moves, which is what I really enjoyed about PK. Is one of the changes that they did to her is soft feint additions, and I think, in my opinion, I just think that soft feints is like a really good thing, because if you look at Shaman, for example. She's nowhere near like, well, she is near a perfect character, in my opinion. She needs tweaks to be better. I don't think she's actually good in 1v1s at least. In 4v4 she's great. But like she just has soft feints, and really all her moves is just a couple lights and heavies, but they all soft feint into each other, which is why her kit is actually very viable. And when you look at Lawbringer, I have a few suggestions that are very simple changes that would actually make, one, his long arm actually good again, but two, make him the same character with the same speed, but have mix-ups and potential to actually work with an offensive kit without having to make him like some super fast character that literally ruins the whole purpose of being a Lawbringer in the first place. But I don't think they're going to do that. I do think they're going to make another speed change. They're going to make his shove guaranteed the light, probably, or something like that. I don't know. I really do believe they're going to do just another bash opener for Lawbringer, which will be upsetting because then he'll be a top tier character like Conqueror. Yeah. And I don't know. I'm just not really looking forward to it, just because at this point, like, I've already drained myself of For Honor so much. To me, the game is very tic-tac-toe-y since I've played a lot of duels. I loved elimination, and that game mode is dry, so I can't play my favorite game mode. You know, so like trying to manage. Yeah, exactly. So that's just my thoughts on it, anyways.
I mean, what overall rep are you guys?
Not as high as Zero Crack. Dude's a maniac.
I think I'm like 190.
Yeah, about 280 something. PC and console.
Jesus, man, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm 160. I haven't really touched reputations in a while.
I've been playing this game since the start. You know, even the open beta, and I'm like 57 now.
I mean, there's a lot of competitive players low reps because they play scrims. They don't play public matchmaking.
Yeah, I just play duels, man. It's like
they play duels. They practice when they play fours. They're practicing in custom games. They're not playing matchmaking a whole lot.
Yeah,
quite a few of them.
I just recently started Dominion, and I can't tell you how fucking shitty I am.
No, it's not really a matter of like being good. It's just like if you're enjoying the game, that's what matters the most at the end of the day. So, you know, if you get enjoyment trying to get better, then that's great. But if you get enjoyment, you know, simply just doing a Raider zone and slamming someone for 50 damage, then that's good too as well. I think the problem relies around people who are super dedicated to the game, that have like they've explored every nook and cranny of this game, played every single character, and they know everything about it. And then when there is no content to be delivered for a while, the game starts getting really stale for them because they push themselves so hard every single day to play this game day in, day out. And it's the same thing with every single game. The more hours you put into it, the more you'll actually complain about it because you start noticing all the bugs and glitches that new players per se wouldn't really know.
Yeah, true. I mean, but yeah, anyways, let's move on. I just want to ask you guys about two other characters, and that's Orochi and Warden. What are your thoughts on those characters?
No. Don't ask me about Warden, please.
I get
He's gonna attack me.
I get so much shit for playing Warden every single fucking day. I get told to kill myself several times a day. Yeah, so that's pretty much all you need to know about that. That pretty much says it all about the Warden and Rework.
Craig?
I mean, on Warden or Orochi?
Both.
Well, Orochi, I'd like to see him, I know it's not going to happen, I would like to see him have some sort of external pressure. But the problem I have with adding more bashes to the game, even though I think more pressure is good, is I think new mechanics are required. And that's why I like that they've added the trap mechanic to Nusha. Because it's a different mechanic. It's another way of offering pressure that isn't a bash. And I want to see more stuff like that, a bit more creativity, a bit more risk taken by adding these different tools and mechanics that aren't in the game already. so that you can say, well, this character isn't got their pressure from bashes. Like Orochi has some pressure in duels from neutral, especially with the guard switch bug gone, and he's a lot better in console or whatever. Locked behind his 400 ms delayed lights. But when he goes into fours, which is the primary mode I care about, like I like to look at it in conjunction with, you know, fours as the top and then ones underneath, see what you can do for both. I think Orochi needs something for applying external pressure, because right now you just block him externally and he doesn't exist. And that goes the same for Peacekeeper, doesn't exist. Anyone who's got no pressure on you from when they're external blocked, those kind of characters, I would like to see something done, but it'd be very hard to do without breaking the game for that game mode. And then on Warden, I don't know, I hear a lot of people complain about Warden. I quite like Warden. I do think it's a little bit annoying that he can play at range. I don't know how many Wardens who will listen to this notice this, or how many people play Warden, let's say, against, or have played against or with the guys who are the best in the world at Warden. But with Warden, you can play at quite a range, like out of range of your opponent very safely with the bash. Because he can, so maybe I would like to see the range of his bash peel back a bit, so there's a little more risk involved. But generally speaking, I wasn't one of the people who was unhappy with the Warden rework. I thought it was okay.
Yeah, I think that's.
I mean, I'm not blown away by it. I'm not terribly disappointed by it. I was like, yeah, look, he's good. He's good now.
Yeah, I think that's the only tweak that they can make without killing off the character, just lowering the range a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't really paying attention to the range, but you're kind of right, you know. But I agree totally. I don't think Warden is OP, man. I hear that so many times. People saying, "Oh, Warden is just OP, man. His shoulder bash." I have no problem dealing with the shoulder bash, even by playing a fucking shitty character like Raider. I don't have problems fighting a Warden. When I see a Warden in ranked duels, I don't immediately get salty or toxic, you know. I don't get pissed off. The main reason is everything that he throws is reactable. Everything he throws is reactable. It's just a mind game. He has a lot of tools now. He has a lot of pressure from neutral, like you said. I mean, you can go into a zone and then mix it up into top unblockable.
I mean,
and
like the only thing that's unreactable, right, is a variety of charges on the bash. But if you really want to be safe, you can dodge early and then see what kind of bash comes out, and then unlocking it and roll away.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
all of War, and the only way he can punish that is if he makes a read, like if he baits your roll. So that's why you have to wait after your dodge before you unlock to see if he's baiting the roll. And if he doesn't do it right, then you can block it. And if he messes it up trying to catch roll with the dodge heavy, then you can even parry it. So, I mean, he's got pressure to press buttons, and that's what I like about heroes. I like heroes. I like to be able to press buttons. That's why I play video games.
Yeah, I mean, I never enjoyed playing Warden before, and before the rework, I was maybe like level 10 with him, not rep 10, level 10 with him, and after the rework, I just I enjoy playing him now. He's just much more fun now. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. A lot of people hate him and they think he's OP. I don't think he's OP. I just think he's strong, and that's it, you know. But yeah, Orochi, I fucking hate that character. I'm a Raider main, of course I hate it, and you know, I'm gonna say it, and I'm probably gonna get some shit from you, Craig, right now. But I don't like that light spam shit, you know.
I don't think anyone likes the light spam.
I'm pretty okay with it.
I'm pretty happy with people attacking
damage,
actively.
So.
Yeah, I mean, if you have the chance to parry it.
I mean, let's say you're Warden, right? What's Orochi's light damage? Second argument, 15? Yeah?
Yeah.
15 on light, maybe?
I don't know.
On the delayed lights? I don't know. Someone can correct it, but let's say it's 15 for the sake of argument, just to get this logic in here, whatever they can come up with. He's got to land 3 of those for 45 damage. You parry 1 of 3, you get 40 damage on a Warden top. It's 40 on Warden top heavy?
Yeah.
Yes.
It is.
What's it on Raider side heavy? 45 or 40?
40.
40. So he's got to land 3. If he lands 3, and then on the 4th one you parry him, he's only gained 5 damage on you. And he's thrown And he has to delay it to get the... He has to land a heavy to delay the light. So he also has to throw a heavy beforehand. Or whisk the heavy in front of you. These are all opportunities to hit him, or parry him, or punish him. So I think the trade-off is pretty fair, to be honest. I'm not sure what other way you could offer these characters pressure without giving them bashes. Or coming up with a new mechanic. And that's the reason why I think it's okay. I mean, the only time that becomes a problem is when you're playing a Wi-Fi warrior, right? On console, with input delay because of the hardware you're on. I mean, then it's a nightmare, sure, but I mean, that's because of some guy who lives next door to McDonald's. It's not really the design of the character, I don't think. That's pretty much my opinion on it.
Yeah, the way I see it, the way I look at it is if I'm having trouble with, like, if I'm getting hit by spam attacks, that's on me. You know, that's on me for not blocking or parrying it. Do you know what I mean? It's better, much better than someone turtling. That's just the way I feel about it.
Yeah, but see, I get it. The first light attack that Orochi throws is like 500 milliseconds, right? The first light attack he throws is 500 milliseconds. So, and the second one he throws, and the third one he throws is like 400 milliseconds. But
well, it's after heavy they generally do it.
Yeah, after a heavy.
I'm not sure if it's 400 after another light. I don't know. I cannot confirm, so I don't want to say it is or isn't.
I can't confirm it as well, but I just think it is. I don't know. I thought I saw it on Pre's video. But anyways, the delayed lights is what I'm having the problem with. The delayed lights.
That's not anything for you to, like, you can't do anything about that, because the delayed lights, the way it works is the game registers that your attack is finished, but there's a buffer window for the light. So if you delay it for like the 2 seconds and you hit it right at the last second, the last possible frame,
well, I mean,
it will use...
Go ahead, Spliced. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can... The game thinks that your attack is done or is about done, so then when you do the light, it tries to register the light in. So it on your screen, your light is going out with full frames, but on the other person's screen, it's showing that your heavy is done and then he's going back to neutral stance. But then all of a sudden this light comes out and it's like less than 200 milliseconds because the game...
Well, it's not less than 200. It's not less.
Well, it's something like that. I don't know. But like...
So 400, a max delayed light, a max delayed 400 ms attack is 333 ms. A perfect connection. You can also do it with, like, let's say a 500 ms follow-up. So with Jiang Jun, for example, in the state he was in the test, I could throw a heavy, let the heavy go, they don't parry it or whatever. If I delay the light after that, instead of it being 500 ms on chain, it'll be 433 ms. So you can actually delay your 500 ms chains, in a lot of cases, to almost 400 ms. And if you're on console and you're on Wi-Fi, who knows? Maybe it's less than 400 ms. Maybe you're viable.
Yeah, those are things that can't be changed. Yeah, I know. It's just bad connections and shit. Whatever,
yeah.
But, yeah. But the thing is, what was I gonna say? Fuck, I lost.
Delayed attacks.
It was about light spam.
No.
Delayed attacks?
Not. Nah. Fuck me, man. Whatever. I'm over.
Orochi being the best character in the game?
Yeah, Orochi's definitely the best character in the game. But yeah, never mind. But yeah, I wish they would have done something different with Orochi. That's just one thing that I wanted to say.
Well, I mean, what would be an alternative? Any alternative?
Give him something from a neutral stance, you know, like, I don't care, a bash like Kensei or something like that, a pummel strike, something like that. Kensei is probably one of the best reworks. He's not too strong. He's not too weak. I think.
Yeah, he's a good rework for sure.
Yeah, I love that rework, man. It's like I have no problem seeing the Kensei on the other side. I get my ass whooped a lot of times by Kensei, but it doesn't change the fact that he's a good rework, you know. That's it. But yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. Anyways, let's move on and. Okay, here's the thing. I made a video a couple of days ago, and I was talking about the Raider rework. So, Spliced, you said you had a couple of things to say about Lawbringer, right? You had a couple of ideas
for a Raider.
No, you had a couple of ideas for Lawbringer, right? How to change the character and to make him viable in duels and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, in your opinion, guys, what kind of character should be the next rework? I mean, Shigoki's probably the first on top of our list, right?
Raider.
Yeah, I would say Shigoki. I would say Shigoki number 1.
I think Raider is worse than Shigoki in my opinion. Because Shigoki has turtling, like, can work with a Shigoki better than a Raider. And a Raider in offensive, like, when a Raider tries to be offensive, will 100% not work at all against a competent player. And so, like, a Shigoki offensive compared to a Raider offensive would both not work, but a Shigoki defensive compared to a Raider defensive has slightly better edge. I'm not saying that the Shigoki is good at all. Shigoki needs a rework, 100%.
But what about Dodge GB? He's the only character in the whole game with Dash GB. Indicator Dash GB.
Yeah, but I don't think that really, like, adds that much to him. It's the same as, like,
it's the
same as, like, when it's same like a competent Shigoki player that knows the exact timing of his hyper armor and knows when exactly to throw at a GB or heavy when the guard is down, and then someone tries to throw, like, a light or heavy, and you just let it hit you, so you can GB them, throw against the wall, and then you eat them to heal all the HP back. I'm not saying, like, it's a really, like, I'm not saying that Shigoki's super strong for that, but I'm saying that in comparison to the dodge GB, that most of the time against a decent player will not let that even land. I think Shigoki has a slight bit edge compared to Raider in defensive play compared to offensive play.
I'm going to say Shigoki because Raider's actually pretty good in 4s and he's got Dash GB for 1s.
Oh, in 4v4, yeah, Raider's better. But
it's a combination of the two. So Shigoki players are getting a far shorter end of the stick with the minion being the primary game mode played.
Do you think Shigoki's backcrack is not that great in 4v4? Or is it, like, if you're talking about, like, 4v4 players of, like, really good players, or are you talking about just 4 regular players?
It's competent and above.
Okay, then yeah, that makes sense then. Yeah, I don't think Shigoki has that good grasp, but if you're going for, like, grab attacks, if you're, like, Shaman or something.
It's super one-dimensional as well, dude, if you think about it. Like, all of Shigoki's moveset I can do outside my backyard with a broom. Like, come on, dude, they can't be enjoying that.
I mean,
yeah,
you
it's
say
like
the same
shit.
thing for Raider, though.
Nah, you can't do. Nah, you can't do his zone, man.
Stunning tap.
Yeah.
Have you tried that with a fucking broom?
I dare you. I dare you to fucking try that.
I'll make a video on it.
And cancelling it and repeating it over and over again?
Yeah, try that. If you do that, if you do that video,
right, Zero,
if you do that video,
I want to see you backcrack your dad with Shigoki.
That's your
I'm not
next
going to
video.
pick up a person and backcrack them IRL. Like, fucking kill him.
I'll backcrack. Nah, never mind.
Wait. So you're saying that the reason why Shigoki needs a rework war is because you can do it in real life easier?
Yeah, that's how poor his moveset is.
But basically, you could do it. I mean, you could do the backcrack to a kid or something like that. So.
I mean, if that's the logic, then holy shit, Lawbringer, man, where's your rework at? Holy crap.
Yeah, but I would have to agree with Craig. I think Shigoki is pretty fucking shit.
They both are pretty equal in reworks, though, in my opinion. I do think that Raider does not need a lot to be reworked. I think that if they give him better, like, for example, just something that I thought about, like, in 5 minutes when I was thinking about a Lawbringer rework when I was with Flux is, you know, the stunning tap, it goes into a light. Well, what if you stunning tap into a top heavy? So then if they try to parry the light, it could be a heavy, and then you could feint the heavy there. If they try to dodge that, and then you do a light, there's just things that I think that soft feinting has so much value because it can force reactions that you can then trick your opponent afterwards. Every soft feint, I think, in this game, there isn't a soft feint heavy into heavy. It's only soft feint heavies into lights or GBs. So I think that if they look a little bit more into
soft feint heavy into heavy.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, okay. So Kensei has a soft feint heavy into heavy. So yeah, no mind. Forget about that. But I think, like, I do think that soft feints have the best potential for balancing and reworks that I think other attacks like bashes and unblockables don't. Because unblockables and bashes are all one-dimensional, where you either dodge it or you don't, or you feint it or you don't, and soft feint.
But
The
if
other
it's gonna
thing,
be
Well, it would have to
Go
be an
ahead.
unreactable soft feint then, wouldn't it? 'Cause the problem with stunning tap is it's reactable.
well, I never. What do you mean?
Well, it would
a
have to be unreactable.
Well, okay, you could do soft feint into an undodgeable attack, maybe. That like if they try to dodge, I don't know. This is like I can't really think of them on the spot, but like
But if
I
you-
do think that,
It's
for example,
impossible.
Hmm?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
so
Go
like
on.
here's another idea that I had for like soft feinting is you know how always a soft feint goes into one thing and then that's that, like a heavy goes into light or heavy goes to heavy. What if the soft feint has its own chain of soft feints? This is like going a little bit more advanced and crazy with the programming, but imagine like a soft feint that goes into an unblockable that could be soft feint into like a side heavy again or something that could like force like crazy reactions out of the player unless if they're trying to react to it. And I'm not saying these attacks have to be super fast, but if you try to dodge one of them at the wrong time, you'll get hit. That kind of thing. I don't know. I just try to think a little bit ahead with these soft feint kind of things, and I just look at characters that have them. That most characters that have soft feints right now are usually excelling more than one-dimensional characters right now.
The soft feints are 400 MS though. That's why. Because like to get a reaction, you've got to put on pressure that you're going to take damage. Unless you make a decision. But if it's reactable, well, you don't have to make a decision. You wait. And then you block. Or you parry. And the unreactable seems to be like a taboo word in the Frana community. And I don't understand why. Like,
Which soft feints are unreactable to?
well, like, let's say, I wouldn't say Shaman's unreactable.
What about Kensei's top
Free
heavy
fast.
into side light? That's like the fastest soft feint.
Top heavy to side? No, that's not the fastest soft feint.
Are you sure?
Yeah, positive. I'm trying to think of an unreactable soft feint. I'm drawing a blank right now.
Peacekeeper.
That one's not unreactable.
I mean, it's not unreactable, but it's pretty fast.
There is no unreactable soft feints.
Is there
Yeah.
any unreactable soft feints? There's got to be one, sure.
There isn't one that I can think of now.
Yeah, Braider's heavy into
Because
stunning tap.
because they all
Yeah,
go
yeah.
they all go into lights that are either 400 or 500 ms, not 330 or whatever it is.
When
I
you
would say
delay it
I would
quite
say
a lot.
I would say the most difficult soft feint to react to is probably Aramusha.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, because he has so much potential with his soft feints. The problem with Aramusha though is that that's all he is. He doesn't have anything that mixes up with it.
We could pretty easily agree that it has to be hard to react to. I think that's at least the minimum required, right?
Yeah, yeah, I guess, yeah. I don't. Well, what defines hard to react to? If you're meshing console and PC together, then that's going to be an argument for the ages.
Well, look, console is the problem of input delay. That's its major problem. Not its FPS.
Oh yeah. When you
press a button
it
on
just
console,
doesn't-
it doesn't happen on screen right away.
Yeah.
Pressing a button on PC, it happens immediately on screen.
So do you think if there was no input delay on console, that it would be
It'd be way better.
okay?
The FPS isn't the major issue.
Okay.
Well, I wasn't even aware that that's a thing on console, honestly.
Yeah, input delay.
because I have.
Check it next time, doggy. Press the button, see how long it takes to happen on screen.
What do you mean?
I mean, that's what input delay is, right? The delay between
no.
pressing the input and it
I
happening
know
on
what you
screen,
mean.
right?
I know what you mean with that. Yeah, I know what you mean, but I didn't know it was a thing on console. You know.
Yeah, you can actually notice it.
All right. Well, I thought it was kind of the same. I thought the only issue was the 30 FPS.
No, it's a bigger problem than the FPS.
Oh fuck me.
Yeah,
That I can agree with.
it's not common knowledge for some reason.
I never played on console, so I don't know. You know, I never really bothered that much because I'm a PC player. You know. So.
Oh, okay. I thought you had console as well. My bad.
No, I don't. You have console as well? I mean,
Yeah, 500 hours in console.
All right. Is that an Xbox Pro or something like that? Or?
PS4.
All right.
It's regular old PS4.
Yeah, but I think, you know, when we talk about Raider, one of the things that I want to see 100%, not 100%, 1000% is a line into heavy chain. I mean, that's a no-brainer for me.
maybe.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that. I want fucking everyone to have some chains.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
the
I don't know
basic
why
chains
there's
are- yeah.
some decent basic chains.
Well, the reason why a lot of characters only have certain changes because that's how they release the game. They tried to make every character their own unique kind of thing, so they limited what they do. Unfortunately, that became its own kryptonite because everyone figured out what's going to happen after attack. Whereas like something like Valkyrie, for example, is a good concept idea where it's like tic-tac-toe, where it's literally light, light, heavy, light, heavy, heavy. It's like everything goes into each other.
Yeah, but you know, the first thing when they released the game, they said, okay, we got tanks, right? We got tanks, we got Shigoki, we got Conqueror. What's the other tank?
Warlord.
Warlord, yeah, Warlord and stuff like that. Then we have Vanguards, and then we have Assassins and stuff like that. In any other game, when you go into, let's say, World of Warcraft, if you ever played it or whatever, you have tanks, you know, and you have Assassins. What does a tank do? He takes damage, and he trades, right? Because he has a higher HP pool. And if you look at For Honor, that's not the case. I mean, yeah, you got like Warlord, and you got Shigoki that have a large HP pool, and then you have like Raider, who's a Vanguard, has one of the slowest attacks, but as a
I don't really think they went on that I don't think they gave them names like Heavy, Hybrid, Assassin for the purpose of them actually serving the role of what they are. I think they just did that as an idea of like what kind of character you're going to be playing as, not really like it has a role and a purpose.
I think that's what they meant at the beginning, you know, but they kind of changed it up because they saw it doesn't have really much potential when it comes to competitive play.
Well, I don't think it's potential for any kind of play. It's all the same kind of character. They do a heavy or a light, down to just the MS reactions at the end of the day.
Maybe it's just dumb, you know, but I'm just saying it. That's what I thought, you know, when I first saw it, saw it again. But I know better now, of course, you know. But yeah, anyways. But the thing that I want to see on Raider is I don't like hyper armor, honestly, but hyper armor on zone does kind of make sense.
I think hyper armor has its
hyper armor integrated into him.
Yeah,
hyper armor and heavies just makes sense in general.
Yeah, I just don't know what just don't want to turn him into another berserker.
If he had a bunch of hyper armor on heavies, that'd make him more like Warlord, because Warlord has hyper armor on all his heavies.
I mean, what's wrong with sharing some similarities between heroes?
What about I think hyper armor maybe on like a zone, but I've never. Does the character have? Any character have hyper armor on zone? I don't think so.
Old Kensei used it, right?
Hyper armor on what?
On zone. Old Kensei have hyper armor on zone? I can't remember.
I don't know. No, I don't think so. I think you could hit him out of it.
I don't know. I don't think anyone has.
I think hyper armor has its place, but I think if it's overused, like on Berserker, for example, it really slows the game down a lot. Something like Highlander. Highlander's hyper armor is really welcomed because after you do the light and it gets deflected, for example, by like an assassin, if they try to do their follow-up attack and you do a heavy, your heavy will trade in, and that's a good use of hyper armor. But something like Berserker's hyper armor is very weird. I don't think there should be hyper armor on his lights at all. They should be hyper armor on the heavies only, but I don't know, I could be wrong on that. I just think that hyper armor on Berserker is really messed up because whenever Berserker starts doing his little charge up with the heavies and stuff, if you don't have a bash attack to knock him out of it, he'll just tank your attacks or anything and just keep going.
I just dodged the motherfucker.
Yeah.
I dodge backwards. I don't attack. I just turtle up against berserkers, man. There's nothing I can do when I'm playing my raid, of course.
Havok, I have a question for you. What character do you hate fighting the most?
Berserker.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I would say Orochi, Berserker, Peacekeeper.
Peacekeeper, not so much for me. Well,
I'm a raider main.
Yeah. When it comes to like main characters, yeah. Okay.
You know that's why For Honor is so opinionated. You know, because if you ask an Orochi what he hates to fight against, you know, he'll say Warden. I don't know, Warlord or something like that, or Conqueror, you know, that's something that can really turtle up quite good, you know. And then you ask a Lawbringer what he hates to play against, and they'll say something different. And if you ask a Raider main what he hates to play against, I'm gonna say Orochi, you know. But yeah, it's totally different. You'll hear totally different opinions and stuff like that. So yeah, but we're kind of straying away from all of that, and I didn't want to make this podcast for too long, because I know all of you get some other shit to do as well. But yeah, Spliced, let me go back to my question. You said you had some ideas about Lawbringer, right? How to make him viable.
Yeah, but they're just things I kind of like just threw together. If I didn't really like expand on them that much, but I could lay it out for you if you want.
Yeah, but you don't have to lay it out for me. My question is, why didn't you make a video about it, and why didn't you contact the developers? You know, I mean, you got more subscribers than I do. You got 8 times the amount of subscribers.
I get asked this a lot. I want to make it very clear for everyone, just like every other content creator that is in this community, we have no additional influence over anyone else. So, like, someone making a simple Reddit post is just as influential as a content creator making a video on something.
I think Pope made that clear on Reddit as well.
What people need to understand, the reason why I don't like voicing my opinions is, one, I don't think they're very well thought out opinions. It's just me, like, just stuff that I come up with the top of my head. But two, I don't think that making suggestions at this point in the game will really impact it. So I rather save my energy for opinions on things that I don't think will be answered and just focus it on other things.
No, I respect that. I respect that. I mean, I just thought, you know, like, okay, you get the most subscribers from out of any of For Honor YouTubers, content creators, whatever. You know, I know they're not gonna listen to you or me or Zero or Craig or Havok or whatever. It's just like, maybe give them some more input. You know, that would be nice.
It's not that they don't listen. It's just that they don't listen to us more than anyone else. That's what I'm saying. It's like we're just the same as anyone else. So if people want to hear my opinion on something, like, I guess I'll give it, but I'm not going to reinforce it saying like this is something that, you know, should be implemented on a character. You know, it's just something that I think on the spot. I'm not gonna sit under a lamplight in the dark writing down all the suggestions I need changed in the game and then like make a video on it saying like, if these things don't get changed, then the game is doomed or whatever. But I just think that putting my effort into this, into saying stuff about the game that should be changed, is wasted time and effort when I could be focusing on other things that are more something that I even want to make myself. I don't really want to make opinionated videos either. It's not really something I'm down to do. Just want to be me. Well,
you play Fortnite a lot. You can do Fortnite.
Yeah, I post some Fortnite gameplay.
Yeah. Anyways, if there's anything you guys want to talk about further, I'm down. But yeah, if not, that's a wrap. Don't want to hold you guys up for too long, you know.
I would actually, if it's okay with me, you guys, I would like to know what Havok thinks of the Viking armor that was showed.
Oh, you don't want
which one?
All of it.
I personally like most of them, especially the Valkyrie. I think the Valkyrie is my favorite of the Vikings. I mean, I liked the Raider, Butcher mask and stuff. Like, I know a lot of people didn't like that, but I personally did. So I don't know. I personally liked them all.
Okay, fair enough.
I do have a question though for you guys. What do you see for Honor, like after Christmas, for example, when the Marching Fire hype dies down a little bit? Where do you see this game going in the near future after Marching Fire?
Anybody?
I see pretty healthy casually. Hope I'm wrong about it. Pretty bad place competitively. And maybe a slow burner to improvement throughout next year.
Well, I'm still gonna be playing it probably.
I mean,
you know,
that's what I think. And yeah, I'll still be playing it as well, Dougie. I couldn't stop playing at this point, even if I fucking wanted to. I can't stop playing the game. I'm not
I
able.
think they'll make a big
Gotta keep
U-turn.
playing, bro.
Come again, Havok?
I think they'll make like a big U-turn eventually.
I don't think it's gonna be like a big U-turn. I think it's an uphill slope.
Okay.
I think it'll get there in the end. I think it'll get there.
Well, I hope they get there, you know, because I love this game and I've been covering the game just like you guys. I mean, I'm a much smaller YouTuber than you guys, but you know, I love the game and I've been playing it since the open beta and haven't stopped. You know, maybe I'm not oversaturated like you guys with 200 reps and shit, you know, but you know, I still enjoy it and I play it maybe for 1 or 2 hours a day, and I'm fine with it. And I hope the game stays like this, or I mean, it gets better, of course, you know, with the balance issues and stuff like that. But I don't know what's gonna happen after Christmas. I hope we get 20 million people playing it, like Fortnite or whatever. But
Yeah, I'd rather not answer that question, to be honest.
Dark Spliced enters the room.
Fair enough. Yeah, I kind of put you on the spot then, but
Nah, it's fine. Just I want to keep my opinion on that to myself for now.
okay.
All right. Well, if nobody else has another question or something like that, we can wrap this up. And yeah. All right. Thank you guys for joining, and yeah, thanks for taking your time.
GG's Bush.
GG's boys.
Thanks for having me.